All right. So, what is a React component? A React component is a bundle of JS, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. You bundle all those. You don't get the CSS right off the bat, but you can use CSS syntax inside of the React component. Now, we start off a component by, and we'll export this. Now, we started React component by creating a function, defining it as header, exporting it, which I'll discuss in a second. But what's important that we need to remember is that all components start off with a capital letter. Now, the capital letter is so when you nest these components, React knows when you're using components and when you're using markup. Markup meaning HTML. HTML is a markup language. Now, as you notice here, we have a return on this function, and sometimes you'll see what what I call one-liners, that as long as after the return statement is a continuum of the JSX or the markup, you can keep everything in one line. Now, if this becomes larger to more than one line, you will need to wrap it up in parentheses. Yes, wrap it up. Okay. Now, here, as you can see, we're exporting this component by export default, then header. And this component is being used in the app.jsx file, which is also a component. And here we call it the home component. This component is going to be the parent of header, which we can then enter more data, which I'll show you later. Back in my header component, I'm going to create some JSX here. So what do you think I should create? So it's a div, and in that div, I'm going to use image. And here you can see that it looks just like HTML, but React knows that this is JSX under the hood. And you can see that in the brackets, IMG is regular HTML. Another thing about this JSX, or you have to have everything within one div. I think I've mentioned this already, right? You can also leave these empty. This will work as well. And a lot of people do it this way so you don't have a cluster of div. This is what a component looks like. And we can do other things. As long as they stay within one main element here, you should be okay to use anything you want inside. But you cannot have outside of this brackets another. You can't. This is not allowed. React will not read it. So this is how a component works in React. Again, you can nest this within a parent component, and in this parent component, we're going to add props. And then we'll say time's up. And we'll talk about props in the next video.